The Bronco always shines brightly on the western side of the Wolverine state of Michigan. Kalamazoo, Michigan, as we welcome to the Mid-American Conference, as a head coach anyway, P.J. Fleck, named the new head coach of the Western Michigan Broncos. You see it, 32 years of age, the youngest FBS head coach, of course, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year, just like my partner Doug Graver had been. And we welcome P.J. Fleck, the new head coach of the Western Michigan Broncos, but not a stranger to the Mid-American Conference. Listen, just yesterday, you had the playing days. You were catching all the passes as a Northern Illinois Husky, so welcome back to the MAC. But give us an idea of what the transition has been like as you take over your own program now for the first time, PJ at 32 years of age.
Well, Mike and Doug, has been really exciting. I can promise you that. Every day I wake up with a smile on my face. I got hired by one of the greatest ADs in the country to give me an opportunity at such a young age. I don't really look at the age necessarily. I look at the experience. I feel like I'm a 58-year-old trapped in a 32-year-old body, to be honest with you. I'm an old soul. But it's been absolutely so much fun. And I've got a great group of young people to continue to mentor and lead. And the future's bright. Kathy Beauregard hired me to change a culture and turn around a program, and that's what we're going to do. We've changed completely as a football team. We really have, and the proof's in the pudding. I mean, you look at our football team now, on average, every single kid's lost at least 3% body fat on average. That's incredible. We've lost 400 pounds of fat on our football team. Think about that. That's a lot of fat. And we've gained about 300 pounds of lean mass muscle. So every kid's gained about 4 pounds of lean mass muscle. So we're changing. Every day we're changing, on and off the field. So.
PJ, you know, the first thing I look at with a new head coach, okay, who's he going to hire? Who's going to be your offensive and defensive coordinator? You went right back to your roots at Rutgers to get both those guys, and Ed Pinkham and Kurt. Talk about your coordinators and what they bring to the table.
Well, those were the two easiest hires. And right when I knew I had the job, they were already slotted in those two spots. All I had to do was call, and all they had to do was say yes. Kirk Shiraka, I actually worked for Kirk Shiraka as the wide receiver coach at Rutgers. So always be nice, you know, to the people you either work for or work for you, I should say. But Kirk is a very experienced coordinator. You know, he coached Joe Flacco at Delaware, won a national title, always had really talented offenses, and I trust him. And that's the biggest thing for me, that I knew I was going to change this culture and change the program the way I want to be able to change it. There's going to be times I'm not going to be able to do all the football that I want to be able to do. And I've got some great advice from a lot of people to hire those type of coordinators, and Kirk's no different. Kirk is absolutely tremendous. Ed Pinkham, I mean, if Ed is the greatest. I don't know how, the silver fox we call him. And Ed's been a defensive coordinator longer than I've been alive. So when people say you better hire people into your weaknesses, that better be their strength.
Right.
And that's what Ed is to me. Ed is a phenomenal defensive coordinator. I trust him 100%. Him and his wife Karen are very close to Tracy and I. And I'm just really proud to have two coordinators I truly trust that love football and love developing young men.
PJ, you said you were asked to change the culture of the football program at Western Michigan. You've got a lot of kids returning. They're holdovers. So as a young head coach, how did you find that your message was received in terms of, all right, this is how we're going to approach 2013. This is what I need from you commitment-wise. Was there a sense of excitement and enthusiasm about it?
You know, there was, and that's when you know you actually have your football team, when the energy is high. You know, if there's people moping around your building, we're not allowed to mope. You know, we worry about us. Yeah. We're changing us. We're never going to put a ceiling on us. We were picked fifth, but that's not going to be labeling us. In the locker room and in our team room, we're going to worry about us and where we think we can truly go. And we're not going to let anybody ever put labels on us. You know, we instilled a mantra of row the boat in our facility, and that is a whole belief system that goes bigger than our football program in terms of winning or losing. It's a way of life. And that's what we do in our program. And that's when you truly know, when you're walking down campus, instead of saying hi, people say, hey, Coach, row the boat. Now you have it. And now I know a Bronco has nothing to do with a boat and oars.
Water.
I got it. You know how many tweets I get and Facebooks I get with people saying, what does that have to do with a horse?
Nice.
I got it, people. But it is a mantra, and it is a staple behind our program. It's something we're going to continue to live by, and that they can take 40 to 50 years down the road with them and teach that to their kids of how we live our life at Western Michigan.
Michael, I've seen this guy coach.
I've seen him play.
Oh, yeah. Now, you're seeing the energy right here.
Sure.
But on the field, okay, now I watched you last year with Vincent Jackson and Mike Williams down in Tampa.
Sure.
I saw you coach on the field at Rutgers. You strapped the cleats on, and you get out there, buddy, and you go. And I know how much Vincent Jackson and how much you helped Mike Williams. But that energy, now, are you still going to strap the cleats on as a head coach?
I did in the spring. I will continue to do that. And that's funny. Greg Schiano asked me the same question. He said, "Hey, congratulations on your job." One of the first things he said after I knew I got the job, "You're not going to wear your cleats as a head coach, are you?" I said, "Look, that's just who I am. I'm not going to change me. I love to coach. I love to be interactive with my players. I love to coach positions." And I don't want to be one of the head coaches that's just a monitor. I'm a leader of men. I'm not a manager. I'm a leader of men, and I want to get out there and coach. And I'm a coach at heart. And I want to teach.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of teaching going on. Let's take a look at how it all begins for P.J. Fleck schedule-wise. And he's going to get a heavy dose of one of the heavy weights from the BCS conferences, and that's let's see, Michigan State, at Northwestern, and at Iowa, all football programs that you grew up around here in the Midwest. Tyler Van Tubergen, we were impressed with him last year. He starts 6 football games. How have you asked him to develop and grow, and what do you need him to incorporate to continue the success of what he's going to do as a trigger man of your offense?
He's got a lot of the physical skills, and you look at him, and he's tall and he's lanky. He's got a great arm. He's very accurate. But the one thing he really had to work on in the offseason, and we talked about this, was being a leader and what a leader truly meant. You're always leading people, whether that's positively or negatively. You're influencing someone all the time. Tyler wants to be a lawyer. And I told him, we had a meeting in my office, I said, "You want to be a lawyer and you don't say 5 words. You're going to have a real tough time getting people to hire you to either defend or go against." So, but he has really stepped out of his shell, captured the football team, put him on his back, and didn't really necessarily care whether the players really liked what he had to say or liked what he had to do. He did what needed to be done with his leadership skills, and that's where his whole process is changing, and he's becoming more of a leader. He's going to do what it needs to be done and not necessarily care what people are going to say about him, and I'm really proud of the progress he's made.
It all starts, as we showed you a moment ago, for P.J. Fleck coming up here at the end of August. And, of course, we know what the MAC West is all about now. We know that you know as well as anybody, Northern Illinois and Ball State and Central Michigan, the outstanding programs in the West. Congratulations on the job. Good luck. We look forward to seeing you in Kalamazoo, PJ.
We look forward to seeing you, too. Row the boat now.
Row the boat. Let's start rowing.
There you go.
PJ.
All right. Thanks.
P.J. Fleck.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Doug.
Much success.